I'm packing for a month-long stay in New York City with a dog, using only a carry-on suitcase and a personal bag and said dog. I'm not checking a bag because I'm traveling by myself with my dog and don't want to have too much stuff to maneuver by myself. Hi, I'm Michelle, and on my channel we talk about creating a peaceful, confident life after 50, especially if you're living alone, traveling solo, or navigating retirement. When I tell you I've been thinking about this trip for a while, I mean I've been thinking about it in that I'm excited, but also am I really doing this kind of way? And I know this is going to sound dramatic, but packing for a month is not the same as packing for a week. A week is like, okay, I can muscle through anything. A month is like, no, I need a strategy. I need to actually think this through. And I'm not checking a bag. I'm just doing a carry-on only plus my personal bag, and Louis will have his own personal bag. So the first thing that makes this even possible is that I have a capsule wardrobe, because a capsule wardrobe basically means I can pack light. I can mix and match, and I can still have options without bringing half of my closet. And since it's spring in New York, I'm expecting cooler days, warmer days, and definitely rain. So layering is going to be my best friend. I'm packing pieces that can stack, like light jackets, a sweater, a couple of tops that I can rotate, and bottoms that work with everything. But here's the thing that I'm especially excited about. I bought a new personal item bag that fits under the seat, and it has this zipper compartment at the bottom that I can put extra shoes in. And I know that sounds like a small thing, but for me that's huge. Because shoes take up so much space and they're awkward and they never pack the way you want them to. So the plan is I'm putting my rain boots in that bottom compartment because I know New York in the spring is going to be rainy and Louis still needs long walks and I still need to take him out and I still need to go to the dog park. So I'm not doing that in cute little shoes that can't handle puddles. I want to be comfortable and I want to be practical. And I want to be able to walk all day without regretting my life choices. And even though I'm packing light with the capsule wardrobe, I bought vacuum bags for my clothes. I've never used them before, so this is an experiment. But I'm hoping this is one of those things where I'm like, why did I not do this years ago? Because if I can shrink my clothes down and create more space, it makes everything easier. I'll let you know how it goes once I actually try it. I hope they make it there and back. Now, packing for Louis adds a whole nother layer. And I do want to say this up front, because I know it's going to come up. Louis is a service dog. I have celiac disease, which is a disability. And he is trained to detect gluten in foods. Cross-contamination happens more often than people realize, and sometimes food is mislabeled. For me, one mistake can take months to recover from. Louis has given me a level of confidence and safety that I wouldn't have otherwise, and he's honestly prevented several situations that could have made me very sick. So when I'm packing, it's not just me and my clothes and toiletries, it's also everything Louis needs. I'm bringing the first few days of his food and I don't want to land immediately and have to hunt everything down while he's still trying to adjust. I'd rather get there, get him settled, and then once we're calm, I can go grocery shopping and get more food for him. And speaking of food, I also have to pack food for me. Because travel days are not simple when you have dietary restrictions. I have celiac disease, and not only do I have to eat gluten-free, I also have to eat dairy-free, soy-free, and nut-free. So airports are basically a game of, will there be anything I can eat here? And the answer is often no. So I pack my own food like I'm going on an expedition. I usually bring oat bars that I know I can eat, and I also pack individual Ziploc bags of gluten-free oats with cinnamon and chia seeds that I can make once I get to my Airbnb. It's not glamorous, it's not a foodie moment, but it's reliable. And when I arrive at my Airbnb, I want to have something I can eat right away before I've had a chance to grocery shop. Because the first few hours in a new place, especially with a dog, are just about getting settled. It's not the time for me to be wandering around hungry and stressed. Now for personal care items. I'm going very minimal. Toothbrush, obviously, shampoo bar because it's compact, and a small amount of lotion, just enough for the first couple of days, and minimal makeup. I'm not trying to pack my whole bathroom. My mindset for this trip is I'm bringing what I need to travel, then I'll buy what I need once I'm there. And that's a shift for me, because if it were just a week-long trip, I'd probably try to pack everything I need for the entire week. But for a month, I think it actually makes more sense to travel lighter and then treat the first couple days like setup days. Like when you move into a new place and you're like, okay, I need a few essentials. That's how I'm thinking about it. I'd rather have room in my suitcase and buy a few items once I arrive than cram everything in and feel stressed and cramped and hauling a heavy bag through an airport. Now, because I'm filming while I'm there, I also have to pack equipment. And this is the part where I feel like I'm packing for a trip and also packing for a tiny production crew. Except the crew is me. So I'm bringing my tripod, my computer, my iPad, and my microphone. And of course, chargers for everything. Because nothing is worse than arriving somewhere and realizing you forgot the one cord that keeps your life running. And I'm not going to lie, this part of packing always makes me feel like I'm carrying a mini office with me. But I also love it because I'm excited to document this trip. This is not just a vacation, it's a big moment in my retirement. It's a month-long stay. It's a trial run. It's me proving to myself that I can do longer trips and that I can build a life where I'm not stuck in one place all of the time. And honestly, this is my very first long trip in retirement. I had to sit with it for a minute. Not because I didn't want to go. I absolutely want to go. I get excited just thinking about it. But because when you have a large family and you're close and you're used to being available, there's this little voice that pops up like, are you allowed to leave for a month? Even if your kids are grown, even if everyone is fine, even if you know logically that you don't need permission, it's the old feeling of, I should be here, I should be available. And I know we talk about boundaries and not worrying about what people think, but sometimes it's still hard, especially when you're the kind of person who shows up for everyone. But here's what made me feel so much better. Once I told my kids, they were excited for me, like genuinely excited. They'll miss me, but they're also proud of me. And they know we can FaceTime whenever they want. And I think, if I'm being honest, I'm probably the one who needs more reassurance that my adult children will be fine without me than they do. Which is kind of hilarious when you think about it. Because they're grown, they have lives, they're okay. But as moms, sometimes we still carry this invisible responsibility. Like if we're not nearby, we're failing in some way. And so I'm trying to unlearn that. Because this trip isn't me abandoning anyone. It's me living my life. This is me doing something that I've wanted to do for a long time. And it really is a trial run, a test run for longer trips, maybe even escaping the Midwest winter someday. Because I love the idea of having options. I love the idea of being able to say, okay, I'm going to spend a month here and make it work. So the way I'm packing reflects that. I'm not packing like I'm going on a frantic one-week vacation where I need every possible item because I have no time to deal with anything once I arrive. I'm packing like I'm living somewhere for a month. Light, practical, flexible, calm, carry-on suitcase with my capsule wardrobe and vacuum bags. personal item bag with my rain boots tucked into the little bottom zipper compartment, dog supplies in the first few days of food, my own travel safe food because airport food is a gamble for me, minimal toiletries because I can buy what I need once I'm there, and my filming gear because I'm documenting this whole thing. And honestly, the more I talk about it, the more I realize this packing situation is kind of symbolic. Because it's not just about what I'm bringing. It's about what I'm choosing. I'm choosing freedom. I'm choosing a bigger life, and I'm choosing to trust that my family will be okay and that I'm allowed to have experiences that are just for me. And if you're someone who has been thinking about doing something like this, taking a longer trip, trying slow travel, spending a month somewhere new, you just have to start. Pack the bag, make the plan, try the trip, and then you can adjust from there. I'm really excited to bring you along on my adventure. Thank you so much for watching.